Wagwan, my loves, this knowledge butterfly as always, sending you guys out peace, blessings, love, and abundance. Hold on a second, my goodness. I'm telling y'all, my face is it's not like oily or whatever. She's just extra shiny. And I'm just taking it because I have been definitely letting the sun love on me. I've been getting back into my sun gazing and all that good stuff. So, I got an extra shine going on in this face. It's fine. Um, Epiphanies have just been downloads just coming from my higher self. And I know this is whenever you're receiving a download, it is a reminder. It's literally like you set a reminder in your phone and you get that alert from your phone. That's exactly how your higher self works. You get this alert. It's like, okay, because you had set these reminders. Like, don't think that just because we are playing out the steps now in this physical existence, don't think that you didn't already know what you were up against when you incarnated. You already knew what this game was going to be about, and so now your higher self is like, okay, reminder, flash, stuff like that. So I got a reminder, why it's so important to be your authentic self and your own unique self. And just thinking about my journey, and I see it in a lot of other people too, because you always see yourself, you see your reflection. When you first become conscious, you are trying to soak up so much information. You're watching so many different people. You're watching all kind of YouTubes. You're reading so many books. So yeah, you watch all these YouTube channels, and people are recommending books as well. Like if you watch Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic, they definitely do a very good job of telling about books, as well as Dr. Alim El Bay. And all of those things are tools. They are tools for you to use in order for you to recall. Because I honestly feel like all this information is already in us. And once we open ourselves up for new knowledge and we're actually truly open to it, then that knowledge starts to become wisdom, and that wisdom starts to become understanding, if that's the way that it goes. I'm literally attempting to think about the tree of life in Kabbalah right now. But that is the goal of everything. It's not for you to take that as the gospel, take that as that's the only way you can do something, or take the way that somebody else does it and think that you have to do it the exact same way like a motherfucking robot. That is like the American way, for everybody to become, fucking robots, you know what I'm saying? Just conforming to the way that everybody does everything, and thinking that that's the only way you can do things, when there are multiple ways that you can do things. Just think about cooking some fucking collard greens, for instance. You can line up 10 people and say, how you cook collard greens, like what is your recipe for cooking collard greens, and you can get 10 different recipes, 10 different ways to do it. Some people will say, they get a frozen bag of collard greens, and then they use onions and garlic and regular salt or whatever, and they use a pig foot, or they use a pig neck, or some people may use a turkey neck, and some people might do it vegan, so they don't use any of those things, but they get some vegan Worcester sauce. And some people might add tomatoes in theirs. Whatever it may be, everybody has their own ingredients and way that they do things. That's how we all are. We all came from the same source, but we all have our own special sauce, our own special ingredients based upon the experiences that we have had in our many lifetimes, many times of incarnating on this bitch. I already know I'm an old soul. I start getting into cardology recently. There's a beautiful goddess by the name of Aquarius Maximus. I follow her on Instagram, and she talks about cardology, because cardology is based upon the 52 playing cards in a deck of cards. Like if you play spades, you know what I'm talking about. You play poker, blackjack, is them same cards, okay? So each one of those cards bring us specific energy, and just know that the playing cards actually derive from the tarot cards. So how all that's tied in together in ancient Kemet and ancient Ethiopia, which all still stems from the indigenous melanated people, right? So you start getting into it an understanding of your own individual spark of energy. And I'm a 7 of hearts, which means I am an old soul. I've incarnated many times, and I actually came down to this plane to really learn unconditional love. And so my ingredients are different. So I went through many experiences and many lifetimes in order to get to the point where I am right now, and loving myself unconditionally first, then I can love other niggas unconditionally. I mean, it's really not rocket science, but because we come down to this existence and it's so many distractions, we tend to be so focused on those distractions. It's like, look here, look here, look here, look here, look here, and we're looking at all these things versus being focused on what is truly important, and that's who we truly are. That's our inner self. And the reason why we're here, the lesson we're here to learn. And, you know, bottom line, everybody needs to learn how to love themselves unconditionally and then love people in spite of themselves unconditionally. And what that means is you start to see the God in people. You start to see basically the soul behind that human being. That human is just the vehicle that's being operated, but the soul is what's on the inside. That's who the person truly is. And a lot of people, soul is asleep, so they don't even fucking know what the fuck is really going on. But for those who are conscious, who are watching this video, and you get that we are living in an existence that is based upon what we think and what we feel, and we are creating this from every cell in our body to our spiritual body as well. Every bit of energy that encompasses who I am and who you are is what's creating your outside. You start to realize that you need to truly be who you are, and that's the only way you can be happy. I referenced last night in the video that I recorded about the herbs that I had just recently purchased, the movie Little. I had just saw that movie with Regina Hall, Issa Rae, and Marseille Martin from Blackish. And that movie is about the wounds, which is like Chiron. If you know what Chiron is, spelled Chiron. It's the wounded healer in astrology. But Chiron is between the planet Saturn and the planet Uranus. Yeah, the planet Uranus. So it's literally right there in the middle between the visible planets and the invisible planets, the planets that we can see with the naked eye and with a telescope, and the planets that, you know, are further away. So it is your childhood wounds. It's all the things that people tease you about. It's the lack of love you receive from your parents. It's the being told that something you did was bad, but it was actually something that, you know, is truly who you are, but you were made to feel like it was bad. So it's getting past all those wounds and realizing that the only true happiness comes from you being your authentic self. It's like how a whole bunch of the female singers that are coming out now all sound alike. Like, you know, nobody has their own unique voice. Nobody's being their own. Like, you know, it's like everybody's imitating each other instead of finding your own voice and not allow. Even if somebody says that they don't like the way you sound or you sing, and you get 9 rejections, just the one actual yes can make your whole world totally different. So it's not being caught up in quote unquote failures, because a lot of times they like to tell you if you fail at something, then you just need to just give up. But you don't ever give up. If it's something that is really your sole purpose to do, if you keep at it, it's gonna happen. A lot of people conform and try to be like other people because they see that that's a working formula, but it's working for that person because based upon the experience that they had, that's the way that their individual divine spark operates. You have your own individual divine spark. You need to operate that the way that only you can do it. Nobody else can do it like you do it. And that's why it's no reason to be jealous or envious of anybody else, because we all have our own different gifts. And even though some of us do the same thing, some of us like to cook, some of us like to sing, some of us like to dance, some of us like to teach, it doesn't matter. It is all still your own ingredients, your own flavor to it. It's your own sauce, nigga. That's too much sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's your own sauce. This person got their sauce, this person got their sauce, and you got your sauce. And you just like applaud them. Like I applaud my melanated queens who out there doing it. I applaud all my queens out there who out there doing shit, you know. And being their own self, their own unique self, and they not trying to be nobody else. And I applaud the kings as well, who coming out the gate and being their own self, dressing the way they want to dress, and just expressing, because it's all about you expressing that energy that you possess and only you possess. We all come from the same source, but our experience is what puts a different flavor to it. We all are like different flavors of ice cream. Ice cream is all the same. Ice cream is ice cream, right? Okay, it literally is made from like dairy milk and ice and some other shit, right? And whatever flavoring you choose, but the base is the same. We all come from the same base, nigga, but we all have our own different flavors to us. You know what I'm saying? So let your motherfucking flavor shine. Let your light shine and be who you are at all times. Don't let anybody tell you there's something wrong with who you are. Shine, shine, shine. Like I like to say, glow up, grow up, and then glow up. So when you are growing, then nigga, you glowing. Continue to grow, continue to be open to things, continue to learn, and continue to like be happy in yourself. And even if you fail, be happy that you learned the lesson that it didn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? So I keep the same goal, but I change it a little bit. I tweak it a little bit until I get it to work right. It's like those old school TVs that had the antennas on it. So you didn't give up on the TV. You had the little, you know, black and white screen or whatever, the pixelation, so you're not getting a clear picture, but you keep working with it until you get a clear picture. That's what you're supposed to do with your life, nigga. Just because it looks fuzzy right now, you're not for sure like how it's gonna end up, you don't know the end result, it don't mean that you give up. You take everything as one step. You take one step at a time, just like a baby learning to walk, just like a baby learning to crawl. It's all a process. When you were a child, you didn't come out the motherfucking womb knowing how to walk, nor did you learn know how to crawl coming out the womb. The only thing you knew was to suck on your mama's titty. Like, that's just keeping it real. That's the only thing you knew, is that in order to survive, you needed to get on that nipple. All right, other than that, nigga, that's it. Everything else was learned. I mean, you didn't have to learn how to pee or to shit or anything like that. That was all innately already in you to know how to do it, right? Nobody had to teach you how to do those things. We all have the basis of the things that we know how to do, but other things you have to learn how to do, and it's trial and error. So don't ever give up on yourself. And I just felt like I needed to send this message. Don't give up on yourself. Be your unique self. Be on your Aretha Franklin shit. Be on your Whitney Houston shit. Be on your Rihanna shit. Be on your Beyonce shit. Don't be trying to be like nobody else. Rihanna's a rebel, bitch. Like, she talk about smoke her weed. She talk about all the things that she, you know, that make her happy or whatever like that. She not trying to sound like Beyonce. Beyonce ain't trying to sound like Rihanna. And Ella Fitzgerald, she was her own original self. Like, just be who you are. Be who you are. Michael Jackson loved James Brown. James Brown was an inspiration to him, but he didn't come out here trying to be James Brown. He was Michael Jackson. He allowed James Brown to be the inspiration for him to become Michael Jackson, but he didn't try to imitate and become James Brown. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Really short message. Appreciate you guys so much as always for watching. You can check out my links in the description in the below box, which is for my Facebook, my Instagram. Facebook, I'm not really on there a lot. Not a big a Facebook person. I literally allow whatever post I do on Instagram, I try to remember to post it to Facebook, like to automatically let it post. That's how you see those posts. But Instagram is where I normally spend the time putting energy into. Also, I have some love donation. If you want to send a love donation to me, you can do so through CashApp or PayPal. I have both of the links on there as well. But I appreciate you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to my channel, Knowledge Butterfly TV. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing what I'm doing right now. I'm boiling a whole bunch of veggies because I'm making my own vegetable stock. And then I'm going to make some soy meat and make some veggie tacos. But anywho, guys, peace, heart you, much love, y'all.